Hi, good morning, everybody. All right, we're going to try this again. I tried to hop on and my internet wasn't good, so we're just going to use data. It's funny how sometimes when I try to get on these videos, technology just does not want me to get on almost. So I wanted to talk to you guys for a few minutes today, but I'm going to wait a minute before I start. It's interesting. I hope you guys are having a good day. It feels like a Monday to me, and I don't usually have Mondays that feel like Mondays, but today is definitely one of those days that feels like there's this humongous list of things that I need to get done, and I just want to knock it out because I want to be able to do things that I call the want to list instead of the have to list. So I'm the kind of, hi, good morning, Linda. I'm the kind of person that I walk into the office on Monday morning and I sometimes feel overwhelmed because I have this list from here to you can't even imagine where, like most of us, and I want to knock it out because that's my have to list. And no matter what you do in your business and no matter what you do in your life, you always have your have to list, right? It's just the way life works. I have to pay my bills. I have to whatever. And I'm working on knocking out my have to list so then I can focus on my want to list, which is the fun stuff. Even though most people would call the want to list work, for me it's not. So just a little side note before I start on this fear and resistance kick that I'm on today. I'm definitely in rare form today. I feel a lot of heaviness and a lot of weight. It's interesting because a lot of people look at me and think that I make change look effortless, which I'm just so thankful that people think I make change look effortless. But guys, change is not effortless for anybody. And change takes energy and change takes work. It's just I'm one of those people that's not going to allow fear and resistance to stop me. I just work my way through it. So I've definitely got a little bit of anxiety today. I don't know what else to call it. And a little bit of feeling overwhelmed because there's a lot of change happening right now. And what I've noticed in my life and what you may notice in yours is that every time you start making a big change, fear and resistance shows up. So I mentioned on my Facebook today that I really religiously get into, I don't know if that's the right word, into a book, and I really want to understand it. I don't just read a book in hopes that, oh, okay, I'm done next. So The War of Art by Steven Pressfield has been a really big one for me most recently. And I'm really funny because I usually don't even read one book at a time. I'll go back and forth because of my attention span. Some of the quotes that I posted on Facebook today, I really suggest that you really read. I mean, they stood out to me. I also watched his interview with Oprah, which was amazing, and they stood out to me and just really resonated with me. And it made me think about a lot of my clients. A lot of the business women that I work with are women that are potentially interested in having their own business and never have, or take their business to the next level. They deal a lot with fear and resistance. They deal a lot with the ceiling almost that stops them. And it's interesting because if they were able to come to the table, which in my opinion is not human, without fear and resistance, then there wouldn't be an issue. They would just conquer everything that they want to conquer. But in all honesty, the way that it works is this. I get asked a lot, how do you know what your purpose is? How do I know what my passion is? And I have to tell you, a lot of times the answer is really real and really straightforward. So the quote is not mine. This is the quote that I posted. But the quote that I posted is, if you really think about it in this moment, you don't need to dig deep to understand what your calling is and to dig deep and know what your passion is. You know, you just don't want to face it. And that's the reality. And one of the things that I read in this book that really stood out to me is it's truly the thing that you're most afraid of. So if you really sit back and think about it, that's fear and resistance. Because if you don't want to face what you're passionate about, hi Krista, hi Justin. If you don't want to face what you love and what your calling is, that is the sign that tells you that that's what you should be doing. And one of the other quotes that really resonated with me was, the in-between, between the life that you're living today and the life that is unlived, that space in between is really the resistance. So think about that. Really think about that. And if I said it too fast, read it on my Facebook post today because the quote is there from the book. If you really think about that, just one more second. I'm going to say it one more time. The space in between the life that you're living today and the life that is being unlived by you. I mean, really think about that. Like, I get choked up thinking about that, because that is the space of resistance. That is the space that is stopping you from living the life that you want and you desire. Now, let me just point something out. I'm not sitting here saying every single person that listens to me or watches me or follows me isn't living the life that they desire. What I'm trying to say to you is this. If there is a place within you that you do not feel fulfilled, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you wonder if there's more for you, think about that. If you sit at your day job and think, is this it for me? I hate to break it to you, but that is the sign. That is the tell-all for you, that there's something there that you're not listening to. So fear and resistance. I speak about them a lot because they are two of the most, what's the right word? Two of the reasons why most of the women that I speak to or work with do not work on reaching their potential and living the life that they desire. So I'm one of those people that's logical, and I'm also I'm like left brain, right brain, okay? It just depends on the day. But the logical side of me says, you're letting this 4-letter word, fear, and how many letters does resistance have in it? Hi, Lori. Kisses. I hope you're feeling better. Think about these 2 words for a minute and think about how much you're allowing these 2 words to control your life. Right? Think about it. Fear and resistance. So if the only thing you did today, when you stop listening to me get on my soapbox, is this. You spent just today, and I have my clients do this for an entire week, okay? But my challenge for you is just today. Just today, I want you to think about your entire day as you go along. Don't think about it ahead. As you move along with your day today, I want you to stop with everything that you choose not to do that you want to do, okay? Not to do that you want to do. And why do you choose not to do it? I bet you, and you can prove me wrong, it's going to be fear or resistance. So isn't that you giving fear and resistance control over your life? Now, one of the things that I work with my clients on hugely when they're ready to knock those things out, to bust through that ceiling of fear and resistance, is this. You must have the desire. And that's why I work only with women that have passion. Because if you don't have passion, you can't fight fear and resistance. I know, Lori, I know. Fear and resistance, ladies. I don't have enough time to do this. I can't do that. I'm scared to do this. I'm not going to apply for that job. I'm not going to go on that date. I'm not going to build this business. All we do is spend so much of our dang life talking about all the things we're not going to do that we want to, or we can't, or we have fear of, or we have resistance of. Look, you may think I don't feel fear and resistance. I feel it every single day. Those suckers try to get in between me and my future and my passion every single day. So what do I do with fear and resistance? I become aware. I recognize it. I allow myself to feel what I need to feel with fear and resistance. And then I knock those suckers out. And I always think of that punching bag. You know, a punching bag with boxing gloves? I keep saying I need to get into boxing for some of this. I see fear and resistance on that punching bag, and I hit them virtually. Fear, resistance, fear, resistance. And I keep knocking them and hitting them until they get out of my way. Now, if you want to choose to live your life with allowing them to continue to control you, that is your prerogative. I am not here to tell you what to do in your life, but I will tell you this. The reality of the world is that you will probably wake up one day and wonder what the hell happened to your life. And you're going to look back and recognize that fear and resistance had control. So, what can you do? I tell you, I help women all day long and don't get paid for it, as well as get paid for it. Let me tell you what I mean. I put myself out there and say, you want to jump on a call with me for 30 minutes and you're serious about starting to knock out fear and resistance, message me. I do that for free. Now, if you decide to hire me, great, because there's more to it than just that. But this is not about that. This is about me wanting more than anything in the world to affect as many women as I can, to live the life that they choose without fear and resistance stopping them. So I really hope that you'll choose that. I really hope that something I said today resonated with you. This is why I put up these videos. That's why I put myself out there as raw as can be. And you can see it in my eyes today. Those suckers are trying to take over. Fear and resistance is trying to take my day over. I'm like, you are not going to have it. I will keep punching you out of the way. So I hope that you choose to do that as well. And I hope you choose to live your life, not in the lived, but in the unlived. In that part where resistance and fear is in the middle and holding you back. So I love you guys, and thank you so much for your support. You're all so wonderful. And I'm going to have a workshop in Vegas on June 17th. I'll put that out probably in the next week. I'm also going to put out my I Believe in Me community in the next few days so we can get women part of a group that supports them so they can start believing in themselves, and we can knock out fear and resistance and everything else that's standing in your way, as well as self-doubt. So love you guys, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you for watching.